All right, welcome back to Linkage Institutions. We're going to look at campaign finance now, sources of funding. So, we know that campaigns and elections are a huge business where lots and lots and lots of money is spent, several $billion in 2012. We'll get the numbers pretty soon for 2016, but lots and lots of money. And so, this is going to be an introduction to how that money, where it comes from, who can give it, how much they can give, different laws regulating these types of things. All right, so our first term is hard money, and on the next slide there's going to be a term called soft money. And so those two terms are kind of opposites of each other. Just make sure you're comfortable with the difference. Hard money, that's contributions directly to the candidate. So if you were to go onto Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump's website and you were to click their donate button, that I'm sure is prominently located all over the website, and you donated $20 to their campaign, that would be a hard money contribution. You have given that money directly to the candidate. For now, I want you to know that those hard money contributions, they are limited, so there's a maximum amount you can give, and we'll get to that in about 2 slides from now. And they are regulated by the FEC. The FEC is the Federal Elections Commission. So that's a bureaucratic organization that's in charge of, it's nonpartisan, so it's not supposed to favor Democrats or Republicans, and they're in charge of regulating elections, making sure that they know who is giving money and how much is being given. All right, so then we have the opposite one, soft money. Soft money contributions are not given directly to the candidate. Instead, you give the money to the political party. Okay, so a soft money contribution, you don't give it to Hillary or to Trump, you instead donate to the Democratic or the Republican Party. That's known as a soft money contribution. These are different because they are not limited or regulated by the FEC. So there is no limit to how much you can give. You can give as much as you want. And also there's less regulations on, telling who it is that gave that contribution, the names of people and stuff like that. All right, now we have a term, independent expenditures, and I want you to highlight that one. So definitely know the difference between hard and soft money for sure. Independent expenditures. All right, so that word expenditure, that's just a fancy way of saying spending, okay? So we're talking here about spending money independent of a candidate. And so that word kind of defines itself. So you have the definition there. There is no limit on spending to support a candidate, but not given directly to the candidate. Okay, so now, in the case of independent expenditures, you're not giving money to the candidate, but you decide, you know what, I'm really rich and I want to help my preferred candidate to win. So I'm going to go ahead and do some stuff. And on the bottom right-hand side, there's this pie chart, and you may be able to see it depending on what kind of screen size you're using. But this gives you an idea of how this independent money is spent. On TV ads, almost half of it is spent on TV ads. So you can make your own commercial for Hillary Clinton or against Hillary Clinton or for or against Donald Trump. You have the right to do that. Your First Amendment right protects that. So you can do that as much as you want. So if you decide I'm going to make TV commercials or other ads on media, so I'm going to buy some ads on different websites or social media, I'm going to send everybody in my neighborhood a letter telling them why Hillary or Trump is so evil and shouldn't be voted for. All sorts of things like that. There's no limit to how much you can do when you spend your own money that you don't give to the candidate. All right, so independent expenditures, you're spending to help them, but you don't give them the money. Oh, Lord. Oh, those are beautiful, aren't they? Some playoff 12s. Man, those things are nice. Size 10.5 if you ever want to hook me up. Beautiful. Best shoe ever right there. Jordan playoff 12s. Gorgeous. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. Sources of campaign funding. So where does all that money come from? So Obama raised nearly $1 billion in 2012. So where did that money come from? Well, individuals are allowed to give up to $2,700 to a candidate. So if you wanted to, you could donate directly to Hillary or to Trump $2,700. That is the maximum you can give directly to them. Remember, if you have more than that, you can keep raising it yourself and spend it without giving it to him or her, but help them out anyway. Candidates' personal savings, they can use an unlimited amount of their own money. So Donald Trump, Mitt Romney, both pretty well off guys, they could use as much of their money as they want. They have that right. Then we have something, the last two, these are less important because this has kind of gone away since 2008. Nobody's used this. But we do have public funds. This is money from tax revenue. So the idea here is that if you agree to limit the amount of money that you raise, like I said, nobody has done this. I think John McCain did it in 2008. I'm not sure. 2004, John Kerry did it, but it's been a little while. Obama didn't do it either time. I know Mitt Romney didn't do it, and neither of them are doing it this year. So basically, there's an idea that if you guarantee that you won't raise above a certain amount of money, and it was, I don't know what it is today, it was like $80 million, then we would use taxpayer dollars up to that amount to match individual contributions. So you see that it says federal matching funds, match individual contributions up to $250. Like I said, this isn't really that important anymore. The idea here, by the way, because I know that sounds really weird, why would taxpayer money be used to pay for a campaign of somebody? And the reason is so that the hope behind that program was so that we wouldn't have huge amounts of money. So it would limit the amount of money being spent on these campaigns, and also so that there wouldn't be an unfair advantage towards a candidate that was just richer or that had rich supporters. So the idea was to make it more fair. But like I said, this isn't really too important today. I would add one other thing to this, and I would put that this is only for presidential elections. This is not for governor races. It's not for Congress, congressional races. It's only for presidential candidates only, the public funds or federal matching funds. All right, and our last thing in this video is political action committees, PACs. All right, highlight PACs, star this. You want to know everything about political action committees. They are a hugely important part. The AP test loves to ask about them. They will do so multiple times, I promise. So what is a PAC, first of all? It is a private group. What's its purpose? To raise money to elect a candidate. So private group organized to raise money to elect a candidate. That is what a PAC is. And then I have 5 facts about political action committees. The number of PACs has greatly increased in the last couple of decades. So we have a huge amount of PACs. Most candidates now have PACs. So you see Sarah PAC down there. So candidates have their own PACs, and then issues have their own PACs, like pro-life or pro-choice PACs or NRA PACs. Different groups of Americans, United Steelworkers have a PAC. Basically, there's a PAC for just about everybody. So we have a huge amount of these PACs these days. They are established by corporations, by unions, by interest groups. Again, lots and lots of PACs. This third one is a pretty important one. An overwhelming majority, about 86% of PAC money, so when they give contributions, or when they raise money, I should say, they give it to incumbent candidates. An incumbent is somebody who is already in office. So if you need to put that there, feel free to, you should know what an incumbent is, otherwise that statement is kind of meaningless. 86% of PAC money goes to incumbents. So it's not about giving to Republicans or Democrats. That's not the most important thing. It's not about one party or the other. They're trying to make sure they give to whoever is going to win. And the idea is that incumbents usually win, so they give their money to the winners of elections, which tend to be incumbents. PACs are allowed to contribute up to $5,000 per candidate, but that's not really that much money. So you create this organization and it raises $5,000 and it gives it to Hillary. That's not that big a deal. So the fifth one, this is where they do their work, is through independent expenditures. And we already said that they are unlimited, so they are allowed to give unlimited or do unlimited independent expenditures. So they spend lots and lots of money. They are not allowed to coordinate with the candidate, but they are allowed to raise money for them, support the candidate, or oppose ones that they dislike. All right, so I think that's about it for PACs. This has been a LaMoney production.